Hey everyone, it's Sarada and I scribble, and I am sharing with you another one of my old sketchbooks. I keep thinking I shouldn't do these too often, and then suddenly more than a month has passed and I'm like, oh shit, I was supposed to do one of these. I've been trying to, because in the beginning I did one a month. And then I got busy earlier this year and it just did not happen. So today I'm going to share with you my sketches from my binders of the year 2010. And I'm probably going to stick an outtake at the end of this video, but if you're not watching that, I'd just like to mention that after this point I'm going to start combining years because I drew, first and foremost, I drew less and less, and then I also drew less traditionally. I did a lot of digital work, so there's just not that much in those, in the next 7 years for me to show you, so this is the last solo year. Also, before we start, was it last Monday? No, it was not last Thursday, but the Thursday before that, I said thank you for 800 plus subscribers. As of right now, Sunday evening, we're at 925 subscribers. What? What? You guys are awesome. You guys are insane. But you're so cool. Thank you so much. This is happening a little too fast, but I did make a wish for 1,000 subscribers before the summer ends, and it looks like it is almost happening, because Swedish summer ends at the end of August, and we're not quite there yet, so I'm gonna push it. But that is so cool. You guys are so cool. Thank you so friggin' much. Seriously. Thank you. I don't know why I keep doing this. It's just that, okay, this is awesome. Okay, let's get started. My voice might go down a bit because there are people probably sleeping in this house. I'm not quite sure, but it's late anyway. So if I talk more and more quiet, it's because I'm getting more and more cautious about waking them up. This first one here was a haircut reference I gave to my hairdresser when I wanted to get my hair cut. If you know my OCs, you can see that this is Sigma's hairstyle, and after I did this to myself, I wanted that hairstyle for her. Anyway. This one is in the wrong book. Anyway, this is for elementals. It's a stun lance that the silver cats use, Shilva cats use, and I did a lot of, I thought a lot about this. Here's a map I was trying to utilize for elementals too. Notes on the leaders in elementals. I played Magna Carta 2 and had to make an OC because that is what I do, so this were weapons designs for her. The thing about Magna Carta, here's another part. The thing about Magna Carta was that you had, each character had an accessory and 2 weapon types, sort of a close range and a long range weapon. So I made this fan character, called her Senka, and they were either wizards or fighting types or whatever, and her element was fire. So she had hairpins as her accessory, and these were different designs, and then she had, I think I called them, the first weapon was Phoenix, and it was a bracelet type of weapon, and then her second weapon would be a Naginata. So yeah. I watched Avatar and made an OC. That was fun. This was the start of like the design of her, and then I went into the computer and finished it. As always, I will link to a DeviantArt stash folder where you can view any and all finished pieces I can find for you. I've shown this character before, but Kura EXE. And this was just an updated design for her. I think I started watching that stuff again. Sonic Rider's glasses, I think. Some fan art of Kanji and Chia. Look at these tiny doodles on this huge piece of ass paper. I am a horrible person. More Persona fan art. This is Persona 3, so it's Mitsuru and Akihiko and the main character. And I drew their eyes to just, I think I was in the middle of designing my own OC for this too, so I just sort of practiced to get a feel for the style. This was a commission, and here's another commission. This one I still quite like because the colors or the coloring of this turned out really good. Another commission. There's a lot of commissions here, I realize. Here's one. Oh god, it's so cold in here, my fingers are drying up. These were some tiny sketch commissions I did. Or commissions, sketch requests. More sketch requests. This one is a little clean, and I'm pretty sure I drew a smaller version of this, scanned it, and then printed it out, blew it up and printed it out, and then drew it again, just to get a cleaner version. I don't know if I ever finished this one, but it's super cute. That's also this is basically just a bunch of art for other people. This one I'm pretty sure was a contest prize. This one too, this is a super rough sketch. Not the biggest fan of the final piece either, but that's just because it's so full of anatomical errors. This one was for a contest, Speak, with words. It helps people understand what you're saying. Yeah, here is more. And here's the final. This was a project in its own. Let's see. Another commission. Love how the tone of the paper just changes. I can see it more clearly than you can probably. This was also prizes, I think. Suddenly a Master Emerald appears. Love. This paper is ridiculous to tick. Another commission. I've said it before, but look at the amount of paper I wasted. I feel so bad. This one I'm really proud of. I really like how this one turned out. And this is another one I also really like. I had a period of time where I did pretty clean sketches, so I could just color the sketch in digitally. This was one of those. And that was the last one for this, oh my goodness. This was the last sketch for this binder, so I'm going to move on to the next one. I'm suspecting there's going to be a lot of, whatchamacallit, elementals art in this pile. More OCs and fan characters, things like that. So we'll see what happens when we get there. I actually haven't had a peek. Usually I do take a peek at the art before I start flipping through it, but I don't know, a more genuine reaction is more fun, right? So, starting with Gaia commissions. These two in particular I really like because I got to utilize my flat style for it, and it was really fun. Oh yeah, here's plenty of Gaia commissions here too. Some small headshots. These vary in quality of good to exceptionally bad. More headshots. I think I had a round where I did very cheap, sort of sketchy colored headshots. Yeah. Some stuff. More Gaia commissions. Lots of Gaia commissions. This one is one of my favorites. It turned out really good. It had a giant moon in the background. I think that's why. This is one of the prettier ones as well. A lot of my Gaia commissions sucked really bad. But I think I did well over 100 different drawings. These two I also really liked doing. This one in particular because it was flat style again. And this one specifically because, again, flat style. No, that one was flat style, but that one is the better one. That's the one I like. But yeah, I got a lot of time to practice my anime style, and I think if I had combined that with proper like studies and like life drawing and things like that, I would have improved so much faster. Here is the drawing of that reference sheet you saw. Come on, let's... So, here, outfits and final drawings. More... This one is also one of my favorites. I think the later Gaia commissions I did, I had a lot more ones that I liked the result of. Oh, this one, Vide, do you remember? Here I was pen paling with one of my DeviantArt friends, but I was telling them about my sakura tree. I have a sakura cherry blossom tree in my garden that I got for my when I was 15 for my confirmation, and it's always had a problem with not mites but insects that are eating the leaves on it. And I was telling them about this, and in return they sent me a sketch or a doodle or something. I need to go find it. I have all the letters somewhere, where they designed a character based on my damaged tree, so like there would be a scar on the arm of the character. It was just super cool. Oh my god, I need to go look that up again. God, I want to get some art friend pen pals again, because it was so fun to do those letter exchanges. I think we're moving into my character stuff now. So this is my Vocaloid / Utau fan character thing. She has a voice and everything. This was for BPM. Yeah, here's more BPM. Oh yeah, it says that up in the corner. Wow, I am so smart. But yeah, her name is Kawachi Nao. Here is a full body of her. So yeah, it's not Oharu, it's Nao. And I think I actually fixed it here in the next one. Oh yeah. This was the first song I released, Double Lariat. I have 1 or 2 songs of hers still on my channel if you go way back. I think it's Rolling Girl and definitely the I Fantasy by the Korean Vocaloid CU. And I think I kept Double Lariat too. I'm not sure. Maybe. Mir. I am dual languaging or bilingual languaging it up here. More now, and this one was for, pretty sure it was for Rolling Girl. No, it was just a random doodle. I'm thinking of yet another music video I did with her. Really, this is one of my favorite pieces. Like, I should really do a video on my favorite old pieces, like pieces I am still freaking proud of, because I have quite a few of them, and I'm happy that I have so many of them, but I need to share them with the world. Simply to point out that it's okay to be proud of your old stuff, even if you're well aware of the flaws in the whole thing. You can still be proud of it because of the achievement you made with it back then. Here are some more of my OCs. These guys used to be, probably still are, Sonic characters actually. Core and Veyrin, and that one specifically. Here's more of my, whatchamacallit, my SWAT Cats fan character, Casey Delagore. This one is a finished piece. I really liked how this one turned out. I am very proud of 2010 me, or 2010 me, apparently. There's a lot of drawings I like here. Here is one of the Diluted Memories character. So Kuro in the center is mine, and the 2 boys, Raziel and Nadim, are my best friends. And here in particular I was working with the 100 Theme Challenge, and on top of that I had just started consuming copious amounts of K-pop music. Like 2010 was the start of my deep dive into the world that is K-pop, one I have never been able to escape since. But yeah, this was inspired by like Brown Eyed Girls and Shiny mostly. But yeah. Oh yeah, I like these two because this is actually not chronological, right? This one goes first. So Kuro, Nadim, and Raziel, and you've only seen sketches unless you've looked at the finished pieces, but Nadim is pale as a sheet. He is a ginger with no amount of pigment in his skin whatsoever. So he burns easily, and they went to the beach, and he got burned, and the others are like, well, what do we do? You should look at the art pieces, they're actually pretty fun. Let's see, what do we have? I think we have some more elementals here. I was trying to do a dance pose with Saruke in her tribal outfit. I can see her legs, but I don't think they were turning out very well. Yeah, here's more Saruke. This one feels older. No, maybe not. She's very skinny here. And here we have this one. I think I finished. I know I have 2 versions of it. In Elementals, the Elemental kids have markings that connect them to the element they're assigned. And Fear is assigned fire. Usually only one person can be assigned an element, but Flare also got assigned fire, which was very odd, and I still don't know why. Just because, apparently. But the thing is, because these two shared the element, they were also connected, so they could touch their marking and be able to sort of telepathically talk to each other. And this is a very dark story. It's full of pain and death and loathing. So Fear used that connection a lot, because she is very much an outside character. She doesn't really experience what the other three do. She was emotional support for Fear quite a lot. Oh yeah, here is, so this was my first rendition, and then it ended up being this that I did instead for the final piece. But yeah, same concept. Let's see, we have a few left in this one. Here is one of the elemental gods. And then we have Jupiter, which is lightning goddess. Oh yeah, and here are the refined design of Uranus, and then also Mars, which is the god of fire. Anyway, that was this miscellaneous binder, and now we're going into the last one. If I can get this one open and put all these away. So starting with Ichiban Idol Stuff. My first proper reference for Mars. And then we have Venus. And as a testament to me not being able to draw boys, specifically boys and hips. I still can't do it. I don't know what it is I'm doing wrong. Here is a slightly better attempt. He's kind of short looking though, because he's like 180 tall. This one, I actually have an old speed paint of this one, and here we have more testament to my awful Japanese. Let's see, should I read some poorly grammared Japanese? Yes, I should, shouldn't I? Warawasenna yo, utae dekinai janai ka. Wow. Yeah, I know what I'm trying to do, but it's so bad. And that just says wari. So she's basically telling him to stop making her laugh because she can't sing, and he's just apologizing. Here is more Mars and Venus. I was working a little bit with the company they belong to, so I gave them like brand logo shirts. It's called Sunshine Promotions. I think I've changed it to Productions now. Here is, I made bases, and then I drew clothing, like I printed out bases that I could draw clothing on top of. I wanted to do a sort of magazine spread. I only ever did this first one, because this one just never came to fruition. This one turned out nice though. Yeah, here's another test. This was more like the final version. And here is the large version of this post here. Lots of fashion stuff, but that was what I used them for initially. And these were meant for the second page, but as I said, I never got to it. These two were mainly used for fashion stuff because I just wanted characters I could dress up and change the hair on as I wanted. Here are some comic-y doodles, I guess. They didn't get along very well when I first wrote them. I've actually changed their relationship dynamic quite a lot. They were sort of rivals, teasing each other a lot. They're very Yoru and Tsukino here, now that I think about it. As they are now, 7 years later. Mars is a lot more professional. Venus is kind of more like a... Well, he's still kind of playful, but he's also a bit more professional. Really interesting to look back at these old drawings and see their old personalities. This was a little bit of a comic I wanted to do with Yoru, Haruka, and their first baby, Misun. And basically, there's more here on the back. Basically, I think Yoru would be such an awkward dad. First and foremost, he's an only child, and he's never liked kids. The only kid he ever got along with was Nobuko, and he didn't meet her until he was in his late teens. So, yeah, but basically Haruka needed to do the dishes. So she handed Misen off to Yoda, and Yoda's like, what the heck am I supposed to do? I guess he hadn't quite bonded with her yet, or he was afraid that he wouldn't bond with her. It's such a long time ago. But yeah, and he basically, Misen starts crying, and he is trying to solve the issue. And when he can't, Haruka comes to the rescue, but he's like, no, let me do it. I don't know how to do it. Help me do it right. So it was just supposed to be a really cute family thing between them, because they had such a rough start to their whole family thing, and it was just awful. Maybe I should do something with that. Let me know. Do you want me to make that comic? These thumbnails are really good though. Like, I am amazed at my thumbnailing skills as that back then. Because I can clearly tell what I'm trying to do, an angle of faces and stuff. It's really good. I'm surprised. Reference sheets. 2010-ish is when Haruka and Hatsuharu got proper designs. Haruka is, as I said just before, Yoda's wife, and then Hatsuharu is Maira's boyfriend slash future husband. Oof. And the one I oafed at is Tsubasa and his dad, and Tsubasa is sort of freaking out, and I don't like looking at it because partly it's bad, and I don't like doing things like that to Tsubasa because he has it hard enough as it is. Just some random cute doodles of my kids. This one I finished. Here I put Tsukino and Maira into a sci-fi sort of Stelvia of the universe type context because they are ordinary and boring, and I wanted to make them less boring. Here is the plushie parade. This is a finished piece of artwork, but basically I drew all the characters with a plushie each. Yoda and Haruka. More Hatsuharu. This was his first proper reference thing. And some tiny doodles of other things. This one I definitely had a reference for because of how his chest looks, but that's supposed to be Kazu, and it looks so bad because the person I was referencing was super skinny, and it looks super gross. Mayura. Here is a drawing of Epsilon. He is not a morning person. Very upset that whoever woke him up woke him up. Here is one of Tsubasa. This one I also most definitely had a reference for because, again, of the lines. I did not do this. His legs are also very big compared to his arms and stuff, so I don't know. Tsukino in the Sakura Gakuen uniform, and this is like right before she breaks up with her first boyfriend and cuts her hair. Tsukino and Tsubasa. This was a Valentine's Day piece. I should zoom in on these things, but I just feel like my videos are huge as it is, so I think that you can full screen this and see a pretty good image of it anyway. And not that I'm paranoid about it, but I don't want people screen capping my drawings and using them for reference. I just don't. Here was one I think I was trying to work on perspective, but as you can see, Tsubasa's legs look very bad. And our very last drawing is someone walking in on Tsukino and Tsubasa, and they're having a bit of fun. A wonderful way to end a sketchbook video, don't you think? I know I was practicing perspective and stuff here. I think there have been in the past, and there is probably more in the next year's batch of drawings. So yeah. Thing is, this should be reversed because Tsukino isn't the type to get super embarrassed, Tsubasa is, so I think I was sort of just still working, well, it's 7 years ago, so of course I was still working on their character. That is that. So, I'm gonna pack this up and say thank you so very, very much for watching. Also, thank you so very, 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 very much for over 900 subscribers. I still can't believe it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please do, if you haven't, take a moment to subscribe. You can hit that button and join in for more fun art videos. I think the button is still down here somewhere. And you can also check out my social media. Links to those will be down below, as well as to my Etsy and my Redbubble store. Check those out if you like. Until next time, keep on scribbling, friends. Bye! I have to zoom this one out. Also, I'm the brilliantly intelligent person. who sticks a piece of mud cake in her face the moment before she's supposed to start filming. Let's see. Oh goodness, we're zoomed in. I'm gonna move it a little bit closer. I am one-handed right now. Let's see. Sticking my arm in your face. There we go. I think we're gonna go for full extension just to be sure. And it's easier to tighten because it sticks. That works. Now to finish my mud cake. I have pretty good, covered in marshmallows and Smarties, I think, or some kind of something. Well, you can see it if you look at the spine here. All of these tags that are super tight, they are like the last 7 years. And these are the previous years. And then there's another one. This one's the same. Like 05, 06, 07, 8, 9, and then you can see 10. 10 is like past that, but like all the other ones are so tightly together because I drew so little. What up, people? It's the Technically it is the Scandinavian monkey, it's just the wrong channel to say it on.